Are you new to Rocket League? Maybe you've been playing a while and are looking for ways to optimize and improve your overall experience. Have you checked out the settings menu yet? There are a lot of settings, and it can be overwhelming to figure out what to do with all this information. Hey guys, it's Crew here with Stage Productions, and in this video I'm going to break all this complicated mess down real simple and show you which key settings you should change right away and how to do it to make things way better than what the default settings have you doing. Seriously, this is definitely a game changer and will make the game so much better for you. So let's get into it. One of the most important things you can do is optimize your camera and controller settings. Now, ideally, this should be like a first step kind of thing for most people to up their game, but honestly, I didn't even change my settings till close to 1,000 hours in. So whether you're new to the game or have put hundreds or thousands of hours in the game, this is something everyone should be doing. So let's begin. Let's go to the settings and go to the camera tab. And our first order of business is turn off camera shake. Uncheck the box and enjoy the difference that it makes. Seriously, this option is so annoying in my opinion, and I just don't understand why it is set as a default option. Next is field of view. I simply recommend it be turned up all the way to 110 degrees. This gives you the most vision, which is what you want, especially if you want to start playing competitively. You're gonna need to see around you as much as possible. The next settings down the list are a bit more subjective in the sense that you can tweak these settings to your own specific preference. So use my settings as a starting point and then play around with each one to find your own preference. I've got my distance set to 290, height is 130, angle is -5, stiffness is 0.5, swivel speed is 7.5. I recommend this high swivel speed because it helps to quickly look around. You don't want the camera to be slow when you're looking around your car, so crank it up. Transition speed is 1.2. Alright, so let's go to the next tab over, Controls. Let's go into the View/Change Bindings. Let's look at Powerslide and Air Roll down here. Now they are both set as X as a default, also that would be square if you're using a PlayStation controller. Now this is not good. If there is one thing that I say everyone must change, it is Powerslide and Air Roll. As you can see, I've set them both to RB, right bumper, and my thumb has been thanking me ever since. Now, like I mentioned before, I changed this setting well into hundreds of hours into this game, so it did take me a good 2 weeks to really get used to it and reprogram my muscle memory, but it was totally worth the short-term transition awkwardness. So please, whether you're just starting out or you've been playing for a long time, you really should make this change. You will not regret it, and it's going to save your thumb. Trust me. Next thing you're going to want to do is bind an air roll left or air roll right. Now I chose to get air roll left. I bound it to LB because I'm using RB for my free maneuver. There are people out there who have both air roll right and air roll left bound, usually to X and B or square and circle if you're using a PlayStation controller, but you really don't need both. Just having one is adequate, especially for those of you who haven't used air roll left or right yet. Just get used to using one, and then later on, when you get really good at it, you can change your controls to support both directions. And it's very useful for doing some more advanced techniques, which I'll go through in other videos. Another button to consider is the Reset Shot button, which I have bound to D-pad up. This resets your starting point in free play mode and custom training, and is really useful in custom training packs, which I highly recommend spending more time practicing if you want to get better faster. Let's scroll all the way down here, and you can bind your X button to use item for rumble. Now that does it for the key bindings. Let's go back and check out the sensitivities. So the default settings are at 1 for both steering and aerial. As you can see, I've got mine set to 2. This does make your turning and maneuvering more responsive and allows you to rotate your car faster than at lower sensitivities. Next up is Controller Dead Zone and Dodge Dead Zone. This basically refers to the circular radius of the analog stick, where the dead zone being the point at the edge of the circle where the controller inputs a direction. So the lower the dead zone, the smaller the radius, meaning you don't have to push the stick as far in a direction before it registers. Now for beginners, I recommend keeping these settings the same. However, if you've been playing a while, I do recommend trying out lowering the controller dead zone to 0.15, as it can help your reaction times, but again, it can be finicky at first and takes some getting used to. As for the dodge dead zone, it's the same concept, except it applies to the double jump mechanic, where depending on what direction you're pushing the left analog stick will determine what direction you flip your car. I've tried lowering the setting, but I felt it was too sensitive and was messing up my directional intentions constantly. So feel free to try it out with a lower number, just so you can experience what the difference feels like. Next up is to lower your vibration intensity. I like having vibration on the controller, it's fun, but if the controller is vibrating too intensely, it can affect your grip on the controller, and in competitive matches, I don't want my controller vibration causing me to mess up a shot, so I've turned it down to 0.3. And with that, we end our settings optimizations. If you've never changed the default settings, try these settings out and give it a little time to get used to, and you may, like myself, find that it makes a huge difference overall. I hope this video has been helpful, and thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to help us keep making more videos like this one. Check out our Twitch channel, Rocket League University. Links are provided in the description section below. This video has been brought to you by Stage Productions at stage.com.